If we are to direct our attention toward the east entrance, we can actually see the young people as they parade with the flags. Here they come. Yes. A round of applause, un gran aplauso, por favor, as the parade of flag comes in. Let's keep the applause going. This is the Cayman Brac branch of the Girl Guides, led so ably by Angela. We'll have Angela in the microphone in just a moment as well. The various countries represented. This is indeed a melting pot as we celebrate Cayman 60 years.
Honduras, Canada,
St. Vincent, Jamaica.
Dominica,
Guyana,
Trinidad and Tobago,
Barbados,
Colombia, Cuba,
Brazil,
Mexico, USA,
St. Lucia,
Switzerland.
Just to name a few. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
If we are to direct our attention toward the east entrance, we can actually see the young people as they parade with the flags. Here they come. Yes. A round of applause, un gran aplauso, por favor, as the parade of flag comes in. Let's keep the applause going. This is the Cayman Brac branch of the Girl Guides, led so ably by Angela. We'll have Angela in the microphone in just a moment as well. The various countries represented. This is indeed a melting pot as we celebrate Cayman 60 years.
Okay, once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So we are the first Rangers, Guides, Brownies and Rainbows here on the Brac, part of the Girl Guiding Association Cayman Islands. And tonight, or this afternoon, we're representing some of the countries around the world. And obviously we start with...
the Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands, yes, we start with the Cayman Islands.
St. Kitts,
Honduras, Canada,
St. Vincent, Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please stand at attention, which means your arms are at your side in reverence and respect to the national song of the Cayman Islands. If you're able to stand, if perhaps you're a bit older or not feeling well and you need to sit, we understand. If you're able to stand, then please stand at attention in respect to our national song,
St.
the Beloved
Lucia,
Islands. Cayman.
Switzerland.
Just to name a few. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as they exit, looking so dapper in their uniforms as they display the various flags representing the Cayman Islands. Just to name a few, we are indeed a diverse, multicultural society as we celebrate 60 years of our coat of arms. Together, we're one people. Ladies ladies and gentlemen, we're so thankful to the parents, teachers, and guardians who allow their students time to rehearse and practice this so that we can have a seamlessly good presentation. Now at this time, we need to give the students some time to get changed so that they're coming back to do some singing for us. So in the meantime, I just want to take this opportunity to remind you that Caitlin and Catherine Elphinstone, they're here, and they're presenting the Children's Art Workshop. So throughout the afternoon, you can go by and be a part of this workshop. Also still to come, we'll have the national song. One of my favorite things is to hear the conch shell blowing, and Eugenio, Master Eugenio, will be here presently to blow the conch shell to let you know that the event is starting, and also Alta joins us not too far away either. Also, I'm delighted to let you know that there'll be a music teacher later on this afternoon. That's right. Starting at 4:30 this afternoon, Bush Tea Party by the Sea. What a lovely location. I thoroughly enjoy the ambience here. It's a selection of local Bush teas and authentic Cayman sweets. This will be hosted by our very own, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor-Connolly. Also, the Children's Art Workshop that's happening currently. That starts at 4:30 until 6. Kerwin Ebanks, my friend from Grand Cayman, he up here, he come up and make sure he can be a part of that to lead that thing. Half Brac that too, you see what I mean? This is so good. Also, entertainment by Pan and Rhythm. Now, if you would like your own copy of the program as you enter the premises at the welcome booth, there are programs there. Also, an opportunity for you to get your picture taken so that you can remember this day. All right? Okay, as I said earlier, we could not do such a great top-class presentation without our fine sponsors. Very quickly, we need to say thank you to CUC, Cayman National Banks, Phoenix Construction, McLeese Trucking, Cayman Airways, the Ministry of District and until 6. Kerwin Ebanks, my friend from Grand Cayman, he up here, he come up, make sure he can be a part of that to lead that thing. Half Brac that too, you see what I mean? This is so good. Also, entertainment by Pan and Rhythm. Now, if you would like your own copy of the program as you enter the premises at the welcome booth, there are programs there. Also, an opportunity for you to get your picture taken so that you can remember this day. All right? Okay, as I said earlier, we could not do such a great top-class presentation without our fine sponsors. Very quickly, we need to say thank you to CUC, Cayman National Banks, Phoenix Construction, McLeese Trucking, Cayman Airways, the Ministry of District and so good. Also, entertainment by Pan and Rhythm. Now, if you would like your own copy of the program as you enter the premises at the welcome booth, there are programs there. Also, an opportunity for you to get your picture taken so that you can remember this day. All right? Okay, as I said earlier, we could not do such a great top-class presentation without our fine sponsors. Very quickly, we need to say thank you to CUC, Cayman National Banks, Phoenix Construction, McLeese Trucking, Cayman Airways, the Ministry of District and I'm a lucky child. Melodious singing there. Thank you to the music teacher. And you want to say Miss Mallory. That's right, Miss Mallory. Always. This is so good. Also, entertainment by Pan and Rhythm. Now, if you would like your own copy of the program as you enter the premises at the welcome booth. All right. In case you just joined us, I peruse the crowd and I can see that we have visitors from Grand Cayman. It's always good to have, but in most instances, a lot of Brackers living on Grand Cayman coming home. So it's always good to have Brackers come home. Other people from Grand Cayman, residents who live there and call Cayman home, they've made Cayman their home, so they just as Cayman for the combined primary school choir singing. It's always good to see our friends from up north. I'm seeing my friends from Canada, my friend from Calgary. Look at you. Welcome back. You want to say Miss Mallory. Also want to say good afternoon to our friends from very pleasant even here in the Caribbean. It's so good to have visitors visiting us in the Cayman Islands. And Cayman Brac, we're the rock. This is where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He sighted us first. The significance of celebrating 60 is that 60 years ago, we were in a motion of becoming our own. You see, the flag here, the Union Jack, that's basically how our flag looked many years ago. But you see, the introduction of the coat of arms 60 years ago meant that we would have our own emblem, our own insignia. Melodious singing there. Throughout the duration of the show, I'll tell you what each emblem stands for, you know what I mean? It's good to know these things as our students learn them in civics very pleasant person to school. All right, I need to be looking at my program now to see what's coming up next. Good, and that is We're the Rock. I feel like a fish out of water. This is where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He cited us first. The significance of celebrating 60 is that 60 years ago. Right. What's going to happen, my friends, is I have my friend Mr. Eugenio Miles. He's going to be joining me shortly. He's going to blow the conch shell. The significance of the blowing of the conch shell, you see? Let's hear it one more time. As a spot bill lad, you'd always look to the east, blow that conch shell, and if you heard the conch shell sound, you know that the conchella coming down, probably coming from Jamaica, coming down to that north side. You could see her coming. The sounding of the conch shell also meant that the party was about to get started. Good, and that is we're the Rock full of fish. This is where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He cited us first. Are we ready? And you look to the east. You got your conch shell too. Is that 60 years ago? Your grandfather used to blow this conch shell. He's also the former president of the Seaman Society. How are you doing today, young man? Good. Excellent. Make sure you keep those grades up in school, right? You got to be successful. All right. Let's hear it one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the sounding of the conch shell. We're going to get started now. Melodious singing there. Thank you to the music teacher. And we want to say Miss Mallory. That's right, Miss Mallory. Always a very, very pleasant person to work with. And she had my program now then to see what... Good. And that is We're the Rock. This is where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He cited us first. The significant to the east. Thank you very much. I recognize the presence of the Minister of Tourism, our Deputy Premier, the Honorable Moses Kakernel. He is here. Good afternoon, Minister of Tourism. So glad that you're able to walk about on such a great day as we celebrate all things Cayman heritage. Let's hear it one more time. The Minister of Tourism has arrived. Also, later on in the afternoon, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor will be here as well. Don't be around the 4:30 hour, as she's going to actually lead the Bush Tea segment. So you want to get a history of the different Bush Teas that we got here at Cayman now, then to see what you can drink, you know. And that is We're the Rock. That's right, but you guys were all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. You cited us first. The significant to the east, you got your conch shell. Your grandfather used to blow this conch shell. He's also the mint tea, the fever grass tea, the speak. Oh, so many teas. I'm not going to spoil it by preempting it because Miss Juliana will be here to lead that at about 4:30. The various Kim Brac Bush teas. In the meantime, my cousin Darling, Mrs. Carmela McLean with the coat of arms couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms that she embodies, what the emblems entail, the lion, the stars, and my pineapple, then to see what... Now, we're the Rock. This is where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He cited us first. The significant to the east, you got your conch, and made for Carmela. Your grandfather used to blow this conch shell. He's also the beautiful display of colors. Costume has been worn in many functions representing the Cayman Islands. And you actually have here then, let's hear it one more time, for the combined primary school choir singing Will You Help Us by explaining the coat of arms could actually get to see. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Cayman Islands coat of arms, and she embodies a resolution for the Cayman Islands national arms was passed in 1957 by the local legislative assembly. Good. The royal warrant signed by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. This is where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He cited us first. The significant to the east, you got your conch shell. Your grandfather used to blow this conch shell. He's also the display of colors. Costume has been worn in many functions. You can actually see the golden lion primary school choir which represents Great Britain, the coat of arms couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms, and she embodies three green stars set in the shield symbolizes these islands. Very pleasant person to work with, and she and my program now to see what good. The Caribbean Sea. We're the Rock. Now is the time. Where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He cited us first. The significant to the east, you got your conch. Your grandfather used to blow this conch shell. He's also the display of colors. Costume has been worn in many functions. It sits on a blue and white wreath, which has come to symbolize the seafaring and thatch rope industries. Let's hear it one more time for the combined primary school choir singing Did you know that the pineapple is the coat of arms couture? You can actually get to see what the coat of arms, and she embodies what the islands as well. Caymanians being hospitable, very pleasant person to work with, and that's my program now to see what it also, and that is Where the rock represents this where it all started. 1503, Christopher Columbus. He sighted us first. The significant to the east. Your grandfather used to blow this conch shell. He's also the display of colors. Costume has been worn in many functions. It acknowledges Cayman's Christian heritage, which is also constitutional. Let's hear it one more time for the combined primary school choir singing "I'm a Lucky Child." You can get your own copy of this from the Department of Tourism. You can actually get to see many of our public libraries. The coat of arms that she embodies. This is so good. Always you embody the very person to coat of arms. And my program now is to see what. Good.
Of course, and it's made from
represents our ties, our traditional ties to Jamaica. 1995. How many years? The significant to the east. You got your country founded it upon the 23 seas. Is written on a scroll. You're much quicker in the head than I am. I can tell you that. This costume has been worn in many functions. All right. So tell me something now. How does one get dolled up for such a position? One more time. For the dress yourself, you have a dresser who comes in to give you assistance to make sure it's all the coat of arms couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms that she embodied. This is so good. And you wear it with such pride. You embody the very coat of arms.
I enjoy it because it's a part of me.
To see what. Good, and that
it's very close to my heart.
I was born here, traditional ties to Jamaica.
Everything I know about the history of Brac, Cayman,
the significant to the east, you got your country founded it upon the seas, is written on a scroll. Below the shield, the verse comes from his costume has been worn in many functions. Okay, thank you so much, and continue to do all the good you do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can we get a round of applause for the combined primary school choir? We just simply called her Cousin Dolly. Thank you very much. You can actually get to see when we have our coat of arms and she willing to share their stories and their experiences. You embody would only take the time to listen, us younger ones. We can learn so much to see what. Good. Excellent. Now, I need to also let you know that today we were supposed to be having a presentation of heritage. The significance to the east, you got your country founded upon the seas, Edwards has to be in Grand Cayman, so there's going to be a bit of a change there. The verse mentions the individual has been worn in many functions. 88 years old, Miss Dolly. Oh my goodness, you look so. Let's hear it one more time for the combined primary school choir singing "I'm a Lucky Child." I like that number for some coat of arms couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms that she embodies. This is so good. 8 one side, 8 the next. You embody the very coat of arms. You know I had to throw that in. And my program now to see what. Good to see 88. My goodness, represents our ties, our traditional ties to Jamaica. All right, thank you. The significant to the east seas is written on. All right, my good friend. Not only are we friends because of music that unites us and poetry and art, but Miss Alta Solomon is here, and Alta is going to be coming to the stage. A very, very talented young lady. Comes from a very talented family. You know, they're artists, they're singers, they're songwriters, they're painters. You can actually get to see teaching the children, and I think it's just a great family. This is so good. And you embody the very from this very talented family. But right now, my good friend Miss Alta going to be presenting a piece called "Inside Me." Traditional ties to Jamaica. I've never heard this. I'm going to listen intently. The significant to the east, you got your country founded it upon the seas, is written on a scroll.
Hello,
below
everyone.
The shield, the verse comes from his costume has been worn in many functions.
I'm very happy to be here and so happy to see so many of my braggers out. Also
Let's hear it one more time for the combined primary school choir singing "I'm a Lucky Child."
This
the coat of arms
really
couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms that she embodies. This is so good.
And it's all about the Cayman bracker in me. Because no matter where we go,
and my program now then to see what.
No place like home.
And that is represents our ties, our traditional ties to Jamaica.
I love
something we must never. The significant to the east, you got your country founded it upon the seas, is written on a scroll.
I wade
below
to
the
swim
shield,
and
the
dive.
verse comes from his
To
costume has
on
been
iron
worn
shore
in many
and
functions.
shells on sandy beach. To feel the sand between my toes, taste the salt.
Let's hear it one more time for the combined primary school choir singing "I'm a Lucky Child."
Trees, I pick
the coat of arms
grapes,
couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms that she embodies. This is so good.
I
You
love
embody the very
sunrise,
coat of arms
to watch Cayman,
and my program now then to see what.
cool
Good.
and comfort,
represents
morning mixed with the dew. I love the call of little yellow birds' ear. They make me feel alive and into the waving in lofty birch trees to swim and dive.
His costume has been worn
The
in many
sounds of
functions.
my father's voice, strong and heavy when he sings. Sometimes
Let's hear it one more time for the combined primary school choir singing I'm a Lucky Child. The coat of arms couture. You can actually get to see what the coat of arms, and she embodied. This is so good.
Bread
You
and
embody
peanut
the
butter.
very coat of arms we work with.
While I
And
hurry
she
to
had
get
my
dressed.
program now then to see what
By the
good,
stove,
and that is
my
represents
sisters laughing loudly, hugs and kisses all around. My mother smiling proudly. They make me feel alive, and into the waving quietness I wade to swim and dive. The taste is
His costume
smooth and
has
light.
been worn in many
I
functions.
always feared I'd hit my finger, so I tried to hit it right. Sings. Mango jam and hard bread to tremble. Milo from a can. Comfort to me. Paradise plums from Mr. Nolan's. Of sticky sweet in my
You can
hand.
actually get to see
Early
what
boat
the coat
rides
of arms,
to
and
Little
she embodied.
Cayman.
This is so
I
good.
can still smell the
You
diesel in
embody
the
the
air.
very coat of
As
arms
Daddy
with,
revs the
and she
engines,
had my program now
making
then to see
sure
what good.
the
And that
pounding
is,
of
represents
the boat as we stand in bow going. I love salt and Daddy finding joy air. They make me feel alive and into the sound of familiar voices to swim and dive. And of uncles,
his costume has been worn
the
in many
cousins and
functions.
close friends, the rhythmic chants when he sings. Sometimes I love the sponge inside a coconut. What comfort it reminds me of my gran. The smell of bush tea and paper
You can
towel
actually get to
given
see
from her loving
what
hand.
the coat of arms, and she embodied.
All
This is
these
so
are
good.
my memories.
You embody
of
the very
our
coat
island
of arms we work
home.
with, and she
These
had my
are my
program now then to see what
treasures for
good,
me
and that is,
alone.
represents.
Thank you. I
Thank you
love
very much.
and Daddy finding
Beautiful.
joy
I must get a
as
copy of
two
that, Miss
broken
Alta, so that I
frogs
can
and
peruse it
into the
myself.
wind.
It's Pan and Rhythm, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for them. Giving you a mix of music. So sometimes you'll get some reggae, some more eclectic music, some soulful music. It's all in the blend. It's Pan and Rhythm. Of course, it'll be entertaining right up until the 6 o'clock hour and perhaps beyond. Pan and Rhythm, back to the music. I'm just going to be doing some commercials in between, but nothing sounds sweeter than the sweet sounds of TNT in Cayman. The steel band, Pan and Rhythm.
to talk. So I tell him like, yo, bro, talk. You see how I actually talk like this?
making Scott's Dock come alive with soothing, great sounding sounds of the Caribbean here. It is the annual Brac Heritage Autumn Festival. All right, pan and rhythm, feeling the rhythms of the Caribbean right here at Cayman Brac. It is the Brac Autumn Festival. Music. Saturday afternoon at Cayman Brac. It is the Heritage Day, the Brac Heritage Autumn Festival, as we celebrate 60 years of our coat of arms, the great sounding music of the steel pan, pan in rhythm. Well, at this time, the tea party is about to begin, and you know when you go into a tea party, you don't want to arrive late, because if you arrive late, my friends, the mint tea and the fever grass tea can get cold. So we want to enjoy it while it's hot. It's a privilege for me to introduce at this time the tea party. It's starting right now, and we want you to be there. Now, if you can see me, I'm walking up and down in this khaki looking pants and this. Actually, my shirt was actually made in Manila in the Philippines. It's a lot of the gentlemen in the Philippines wear this type shirt that I'm wearing. Okay, so if you can see me here then, I'm pointing over to my left. This is where the tea party happens. It's starting right now. It is being led by the Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, and she'll explain, if you're visiting and you don't know our native bush tea, she can actually explain what it is and how you make it and all that good thing. And they got some good sweets as well. So you want to be making your way this way, my friends, to the tea party, which starts right now. And while you're there, if you're feeling a bit peckish, go by Mama Mia's. There's a treat there for you as well. Good tasting food. So there's a lot of fooderies around. I mean, a lot of food. If you're trying to lose weight, we can always call Jenny Craig next week. For right now, we're going to be just putting weight on because we're eating all sorts of good food. All right, so that's what's happening there then. And Pan and Rhythm, they're about to continue the great sounding music. Let me remind you that coming up a little while from now, we have Thatch Platting. Churchill is going to be doing that, Mr. Churchill. I'm actually looking forward to see the rope laying with Miss Annalie Ebanks and the fire officers. Also peppermint candy making with Della Dilbert, cold pressed coconut oil. So all of these things are happening at 7 o'clock. So you want to see how oil is made, you want to see how old-time peppermint candy is made. Perhaps you want to check out the rope laying, the cat boat building, the trap net making with Joseph Barden, Hindley Scott, or the thatch platting. All that starts at 7 o'clock.
Yes. This will be it. You see us welcome.
Ross, do you have a microphone? Yes, indeed I do, sir. All right, Mr. Soundman, Shim, if we can get Santa Claus's mic up and running. Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. Yes,
Doug Ross,
yes, sir.
Zarina, welcome home. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very nice to see you. I'm doing good as well. I think you wear the traditional dress very nicely.
Thank you very much.
And at this point, I turn the microphone over to you for open mic. Is that okay?
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our very own Zarina McCoon and Doug Ross. This is open mic, which means it gives you an opportunity in the audience to come up here and do something, sing a song, recite a poem. It's now your time to shine. Zarina, here's the microphone. Have a great show.
Thank you very much.
For those of you that don't know, Zarina McCoon is from Spot Bay and now a teacher in Grand Cayman at Prospect Primary in the reception grade. For you North Americans, we call that kindergarten. And I think you know her better than I know anybody.
Absolutely. It's good to be back home. Hello, everyone, and good evening. I trust that you will enjoy the open mic segment of today's event.
First on schedule is Sienna, who is 7 years old, and she's not going to jump right up here, but she's worth waiting. Well, she is jumping right up here. And I said, what do you like in school? And she said, science. And I said, well, now where do you live? She says, on the bluff.
Come on.
This is Sienna Mirage.
This land is my island. This land is your land. To the Spot Bay Lighthouse, to the Weston Airport, to the Southside beaches, to the North Eye Shore. This land was made for you and me.
Yes. Give it up. Wait. You didn't take your bow. Come up here.
Go take your bow.
There you go.
Very nice job.
Yes. Beautiful.
All right, and next up we have Perry Linez, who is originally from California and will be playing a guitar and singing a song.
And where am I from now?
From Cayman Brac.
Spot Bay.
From Spot Bay. Good to hear.
Yeah, well, I just want to say what a beautiful day, what an important day, and what a great event. I'm glad they put the effort into it. I want to thank Simone. She does a lot of heavy lifting and doesn't come forward for the accolades, but she deserves them. And I want to thank everybody at Cayman Brac for accepting me here and letting me call this my home. Some great people, great leadership, great friends, great guy from the hardware store with a camera, everybody. And I want to thank the people coming out and serving the food and showing the crafts, and Paradise Pixies from Grand Cayman. What a beautiful job they're doing on the faces over there, huh? I mean, I'm from California, and I've been to a lot of face painting, but I've never seen any that good. Well, I guess pirates are part of the heritage, so we'll sing a couple pirate songs for you. How about that? Old pirates, yes, they robbed I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. Well, my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty to forward our generation triumphantly. Sing along if you know it. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? They're all I've ever had. Redemption songs, yeah. These songs of freedom, Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear of atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop with your time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it, yeah. Got to fulfill the book. Won't you hear me sing another song of freedom? It's all I've ever had. Redemption songs, yeah. These songs of freedom. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear of atomic energy. None of them can stop with your time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it, yes. Got to fulfill the book. Everybody sing. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I've ever had, redemption songs. These songs of freedom, redemption songs. Well, and this train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train is bound for glory. Yeah, this old train don't carry no one only. The Cayman Brac train. This train, yes. Talking about this train, yeah. I said this here train is bound to glory. This train. This old train is bound to glory, and this train. This train is bound for glory, yeah. This old train don't carry no one only, no. This train. Talking about this train. All right, I was gonna do another piratey kind of slow song, but anybody want to dance or get up? And I think I'm gonna stay up here a little longer than they told me I could. I like these lights. I want somebody dancing. How about the kids at least, right? My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma said to your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, that's your part. I go one day. Chugga-mota na yeah, chugga-mota na. I see that girl all dressed in green. I go one day. She's not a girl, she's a loving machine. They're singing I go one day. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota na yeah, chugga-mota na. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota na yeah, chugga-mota na. There we go, now we're talking. See that boy all dressed in blue. I go one day. He'll give you is so true, singing I go one day. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota fina-na-na, yeah, chugga-mota fina-na. See those kids all dressed in white. I go one day. I left them cause they're so bright. They're singing chugga one day. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota fina-na-na, yeah, chugga-mota fina-na. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota fina-na-na, yeah, chugga-mota fina-na. My flag boy, your flag boy, sitting by the fire. My flag boy said to your flag boy, hey, set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota fina-na-na, yeah, chugga-mota fina-na. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota fina-na-na, yeah, chugga-mota fina-na. Talking about hey now, hey now. I go one day. Chugga-mota fina-na-na, yeah, chugga-mota fina-na. Yeah. I got time for one more, or is that it? All right. We want something fun. Is there anybody want to come up and do a little backup singing for me? I just need 2 or 3. What about these little girls that was out there dancing and that boy in the blue? Come on up. Hey, come on up. Come on up. You're going to sing for me. Doug, let them have your microphone. Come on up. Come on up. You'll be all right. You'll be part of the band. Be part of the band. Come on. I need a few more of you guys. Come on up. You in the white shirts. That's all I can see is white shirts. So come on up to the stage. A few kids. Give me five kids. Yeah, where's that little girl that sang to begin with? All right, man. This is my crew here. It's my new backup band. I call them the Caymanites. Yeah. All right, here's your part. You guys ready?
Yeah.
You gonna learn? All right, when I'm not singing, you go. You listen? Daylight come and they wanna go home. You got that? Daylight come and they wanna go home. All right? All right. Here it goes. Day-o, me said day-o, kids. Daylight come and me wanna go home. Here we go. Me said day-o, kids.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Yeah, there we go. Work all night on a drink of Pepsi-Cola. Daylight come and they wanna go home. Stacking banana till the daylight come by.
Daylight come, wanna go home.
Oh, me say come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come
and I wanna go home.
Oh, me say come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me wanna go home.
Daylight come
All right.
and I wanna go home.
There you go. A beautiful bunch of ripe banana
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
hides the deadly black tarantula.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Oh, it's a 8 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot buncher.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Stack is 6 hand, 7 hand, 8 hand buncher.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
A beautiful bunch of ripe banana
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
hides the deadly black tarantula.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Oh, me say come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Me say come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Day-o, me say day-o.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Day-o, me say day-o.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
Work all night on a drink of rum.
Daylight come and I wanna go home.
You come in here with me. You come here with me. You come here with me. We're singing right here.
Okay.
All right? All right. Work all night on a drink of rum.
Cayman, I wanna go home.
Jack Banana to the hill. Come on.
Daylight Cayman, I wanna go home.
Sing song, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
Daylight Cayman, I wanna go home.
Sing song, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana.
Daylight Cayman, I wanna go home.
Deo, me said deo. Yeah. Everybody. Daylight Cayman, I wanna go home. All right, take a big bow. Give it up for the Cayman Knights. Cayman Brac, yes. Turn the guitar off. That's it for me. Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna read you a poem that I wrote. I used to write poems a long time ago, and I pretty much gave up until I came here and joined the poetry group. So if anyone is interested in poetry, we meet on a Saturday evening. You don't need to write your own, but you can if you like, and we share poems that we enjoy. And since I've been here, I've been so inspired by the beauty of the island that I've written a lot of poems which have been inspired by that. And this one, when I arrived and I was told, and I saw a vine which was hanging, a parasitic vine which was hanging on bushes, I was told it was called love vine. And I was so amazed that this parasitic thing had been given such a lovely name as love vine. So I wrote this poem about it. Love vine. I love you. I will always love you. I will never ever leave you. That's why I hold you so close. I have never loved anyone this way before. I have never ever held anyone so tightly. You are the best. That's why I won't let you go. You hold me up so well. You support my weight. You are so strong. That's why I cling to you. Watch me growing in the sunlight. Watch me spread my tendrils far and wide. See me wrap myself around you. There, you are completely covered. What's wrong with you? Your leaves are yellow. What's wrong with you? Your branches break. What's wrong with you? You are so dry and brittle. You need to support me better. I have surrounded you with love. I have forsaken all others for you. I have never left you. Why won't you hold me up? You have betrayed me. You have let me down. You won't support me after all I have done for you. I loved you so much. I devoted myself to only you. Yet you just lie there in the dust. I deserved better. And having written that one, I decided I needed a more upbeat one. So this one also a lot to do with the flora and fauna here, and this one's called Temptation. I am a golden yellow butterfly, the sun glancing off my wings. I come to enhance your island. You hold out your hands to me, and I am tempted to alight, to be enclosed by your tender fingertips. But I know that the dust would brush from my wings, and I would fly no more. I am a mermaid, tempted to the shore by the sound of your voice, your silken words drawing me closer. I imagine living in your landlocked world, your dusty streets, your cool, dry house. But how could I swim? I am a crab with no shell. To roam the world, I left my shell long ago, constricted and cramped as I was. You offer me your shell to share, and I am tempted, but how would I breathe? One day I may accept your gentle offer, but today I stay, alone, wild, and free. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Miss Barbara.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is, how many names do we possibly have? We got Vanita Ryan. Well, come on up, Granny Rainwater. And one of the nice things here is everybody knows everybody here better than me. But I'm here because I'm tall and my wife's good looking. But if you would please, a round of applause for Vanita Ryan.
Good evening to everybody. Maybe I should talk more, right? Okay, I got 3 little pieces. The first one, it's a book called The Cayman I Knew of Yesteryear. Hopefully when I come back for another time, I'll bring my books. So, once again, good evening. Here is your story, as heard on Radio Cayman. Okay, it starts. The Cayman Islands of yesteryear were blessed by the Creator with having friendly folks, natives like us, of course swaying palms, the beautiful ocean out there, and all of that. I can remember some 50 years ago that when we were children, before we went to school, we usually would get up around 5:30 in the morning and go in our bushland, our backyard, with our dolls. Of course, we played with dolls. And then Granny would call us out about 6:30. And she said, "Come on in, May, your breakfast is getting cold." "Okay, Granny." So we came, we would have to eat and rush to catch the bus. So that's when we went to high school. Now we would catch the bus. Other than that, I went to Creek and Spot Bay Primary Schools. So, but I lived at the Creek at that time. We usually walked, my mother, my sister, and I. So, walking now, when we went to school, we would stop by some people that we knew and get some water. Now, returning back, we'd also stop by Miss Elvida Lazary, the late Elvida Lazary, and we would stop by Miss Belle Foster, Belle Lambert, they used to call her. So I really had a good time at school. But you know something, we could do anything, we could be out till 10 o'clock in the night. There were no molesters around. Everybody knew who your mama and your papa was. And they would say, if they saw you doing anything wrong, I gotta tell your mama. When we got home, of course it would be Granny, and she'll whip our little behinds. "Yeah, I heard you were doing misbehaving." So, no, Granny, that's not true. It is true, because people saw you and people now tell no lies. "Well, no, Granny, that wasn't true. I didn't do anything. I'm a good little girl, you know, a good little Sunday school girl." Of course, but you remember, good little Sunday school girls get in problems too. So, one time when I was going to the church. It was Ebenezer Baptist. Now, Granny and Mommy used to go there, they were Baptists. So I, being the frisky little child that I was, I would walk ahead and then I would jump over the sand graves. One day I jumped over one little small sand grave, probably was a child. Granny said to me, "Don't you do that? You do that, they come up the garret, yeah." But Granny, the dead? I didn't know the dead could come out. She said, "Yeah, you wait. You better not do that again." So I didn't do no more like that. Well, the next time I went to a funeral, my grandaunt, Amelie, she used to live down Lower Creek. And of course, that was at Fellowship Baptist Church, Barton Place. So at those days, they didn't have the modern conveniences like all the, all these style caskets and all that. They had wooden ones. So I got in the bench by the window. Of course, I had wooden windows. And I was fanning with grape leaf. Oh, Granny, it's hot. She said, no, child. And I said, Granny, I see ants taking the casket. She said, don't you say that you're upset, Sing Sing, her daughter? And her son, John, And no. So we decided now we'd get somebody to carry us to the Creek Cemetery. We were going to bury her. Well, being the first child I was again, I jumped and went and looked down the grave and said, they're putting her down a hole. Granny pulled me away just in case I might fall in. She said, don't you do that again. She said, no, come on, we're going home. Now I went home and I had one big black and white cat named KK. I used to feed him, late in the evening. So when we went from home now, I see KK coming towards me, but he was usually a mild-mannered cat. Now, that afternoon or late evening, he came at me and stuck up his tail and said, but KK, what happened to you? Because you're not like this. And I was looking towards the east, where we had cotton trees, mulberry trees, and all kinds of things. And I looked towards there, and I saw something rising from the ground, and that was dressed in lavender. Granny, I just saw a ghost. She said, what? What I was? Yeah, that was Amelie ghost. Woohoo! Oh. Okay, the other two pieces I read. This one also talks about First Fellowship Baptist Church, called A Ride to the Moon. I remember as a child of 7, going to vacation Bible school one summer and being told that the prize for the best behaved child was a trip to the moon. What a delight! Am I really going to that big old moon up there? This can't be true. On the last day of vacation Bible school, we all gathered outside Fellowship Baptist Church and was told that the spaceship would arrive soon. Excitement filled the air. Everyone waiting for the spaceship. What does it look like? How will I get there? I was reticent to go anyway, when all of a sudden, this little boat pulled by 2 adults descended from the treetops near Miss Amblin's house, and it continued near Uncle Urban's road. 2 strong men, elders from the church, lifted 2 little girls, one freckle-faced with ponytail, and the other a blonde with pigtails, laughing, and off it went, sailing over the treetops. As I watched it go out of sight, I wondered what it would be like, though I was scared to death. Returning shortly and disembarking the 2 little girls, those 2 strong men approached me and gently lifted me off the ground and being placed aboard the little boat. and was told to hold on tightly as off it sped. Nervously, I clung to the sides for dear life. My God, why should it go so fast? Upon reaching the treetops, I saw a golden paper moon nestled among the boughs of the tree. And having had all that experience, I can guarantee you I will not be going to the moon anytime soon. Down on terra firma, I thank God for that experience. I won't forget. Any other trips will not excite me again. The last piece is called Charlotte's Cave. Now, I don't know how many of you know where Charlotte's Cave is, but we used to play up in it. So in the Brac, the scenic bluff is dotted with caves, especially the northern side. One such cave is located on Charlotte's land, and hence the name, Charlotte's Cave. This cave has been used by braggers for ages. This was a large cave and able to hold many persons, especially for hurricanes, especially the famous 1932 storm, as well as up until the 60s for such purposes. I recall persons mentioned the cave for storms like Flora, Hatting, and others. While looking for mangoes and nearing Charlotte's Cave, my sister and I decided to explore, crawling inside on my belly, noticing carefully the stalactites and stalagmites makes the trip inside almost impossible. Once I got inside and not being able to sit because of those formations, I slid on my belly backwards after seeing soldier crabs, we know what soldiers, and land crabs inside. I proceeded no further, as they might bite me, having been bit before. Retreating from the cave gave me the opportunity to look around to see if any other passage was available. Finding none, I found another pastime, climbing trees. You see, I was quite a tomboy. Scaling that tree, a round mango tree, to get some of the most delicious fruit, and decided to jump down. Just then I heard the patter of hoofs and immediately knew someone was running their cows. That is, bringing their cattle from off the bluff for the night. Charlotte's Cave is legendary. So if you go to the Brac, find someone to talk to and ask about this truly Caymanian relic that tells its own story of how many families survived the forces of nature because they hid in Charlotte's Cave. Thank you, love you, Brackers.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight? Let's put some hands together. You know, a lot of you might know me as the weatherman, and as it's starting to rain right on cue, I was going to take credit for this beautiful night up until now, and now I'm just going to say, don't blame me, guys. All right? So we have a deal. Anyway, thank you so much for having us over on the Brac here. Thank you very much to Miss Simone. How about Quincy? He's been on fire tonight. Tonight I'm going to read a quick poem to you. Many of you guys know me from television right now, and this is terrible weathermanning right here to just come on stage and make it rain. But I'm going to get to my poem. It's going to be very short. And basically, most people know me for being on television and doing news reports. Well, it's almost like a disease, some would say, because I've been diagnosed with a terrible disease known as the journalism. You know the symptoms of the journalism when you're up at night on your phone looking for a story the next day, right? So it's a terrible disease. It rids you of sleep. It keeps you up at all hours of the night. It makes politicians dislike you from time to time. And anyway, my poem is called Diagnosed with the Journalism. Another day, another news report. Can we talk about something else besides the cruise port? Camera, tripod, microphone. You got to turn 2 or 3, 4 stories, then you get to go home. Phone calls to make, politicians to chase, email, voicemail, internet, the news blues rat race. Who'd have thought that these 3 little islands would keep me so busy? The news cycle spins so fast it can make a brother dizzy. East End, West Bay, and points in between. I'm in the news car and I'm burning loads of gasoline. I never get a lunch break with deadlines looming. Gotta get the details right or else someone will sue me. Distractions like Facebook slow the whole process down, like traffic at noon in and around Georgetown. The clock strikes 3 and time feels short. Pressure is on to finish my report. I look back at the tape, transcribe what was said. I take a deep breath to relax my head. With minutes to go, the words begin to take shape. I bang out a script and then I edit the tapes. Playback servers crashing at the most inopportune times. Just another day for a journalist working in the salt mines. When 6 comes along, the studio lights shine bright. The stories are presented and we can finally call it a night. But before I can even make it home for dinner and sleep, there's a noise from my phone that sounds like a digital beep. The story of a lifetime promises the sender of the text. Before the day is over, I'm on to the next. And at the end of the day, yeah, I'm still getting paid, but I just thought I'd share how the sausage is made. Ladies and gentlemen, that's called Diagnosed with the Journalism. And that's my only poem tonight because Miss Simone said, hey, Joe Avery, you better have a poem ready. And typical deadline maker journalist, I wait to the last minute. I wrote it right before coming down here, guys. I hope you like it. And as the weatherman, I promise we're going to end this rain pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Truer lines were never spoken. All righty, coming up next is someone from West Yorkshire. And she has a 1-year-old, so be very, very nice. And she first came to Cayman on New Year's Eve in 2017. She has a Facebook site for you young people, and that is Katrina Walters Poetry, where she'll straighten that out. But if you would please give a warm round of applause for, and what is your name again? Katrina Walters.
Hey everyone. I'm going to read some poems that I've written about parenthood as I'm a new mother, as a new mother. And this one is called Dear Child. From that suspicious month I ceased to bleed, as the roots of you grew out from seed. Hormones twirling with these unfurling vines, just a matter of seconds before those 2 red lines. Those 2 little matchsticks, then ablaze, one in terror, one amazed. Hearts a pounding, there came the tears, for I kindled the hope and tried to stamp out the fears. I still can't incinerate all the worries as they rage behind the grate. I'll see them each year on the candles of your birthday cake. I'm hoping in a smoky cloud you can take each doubt and blow them out. And I shall place a kiss on those tiny little fists and pray you never use them for harm. Hope instead you'll open your palm and extend a courteous arm. And when your lip trembles and tears stream, I won't say, don't cry, you're fine, have no fear. In fact, I shall collect them, dear. I'll say, you can always use these tears later on. There's no shame in emotion, you don't always have to be strong. See, it was in my walls that you grew, and it's my doing that you continue to. I am your mother, your making and your maintenance. Morning comes and my breasts swell with your sustenance, keeping you alive, keeping you content. That role of mine is evident. And where my responsibility might lie, there on the Sharpie on the wall height lines. Emotional growth is important too. In compassion and heart, I want you to bloom. My boy, don't let words be muffled by your own proud words. Come to know a world that is beautifully diverse. My boy, You must know you are blessed. There are trials others face and you won't take those tests. And if you ever fall in love, may they be treated with respect. So I may raise you in this world as a young man. In my grip is the watering can. And all I know is if I've done my job right, if you have an open mind and heart that's kind, that's the way I want you refined, regardless of interests, your skill sets, your ways, how you get by, how you identify my child. You're my little cub, but don't play too wild. You can open up, don't resort to roars. You can nurture and comfort with those little paws. When relatives look at your pretty baby face and say, think of all the hearts he'll break, as much as I think that's sweet and flattered, I'll teach you to never leave hearts shattered. I'll tell you, cherish those if they choose to stay, and say that's okay when they choose to walk away. I'll teach you the word no, and that no is not rude. The idea that it is a little bit screwed. My child, you will be mine and your father's shape and shadow. You will be our little echo. And the shape I want you to be is well-rounded. And though we want you to love yourself, always stay grounded. I'm dedicated to getting things right. So I'll share things I've learned and shed some light. I owe that to you, my sweet son. Lots of love from your blessed mum. Thank you. And here's another one who is also about my lovely little boy William, who's, you can see, crying in the front there. Cocooned so that you may butterfly bloom, making a mattress of my lap. Or if these knees be palm trees, making a hammock of my cross-legged gap. My forearm, your pillow to rest on. My pulse, the beat to your lullaby. Locked onto bosom, you nuzzle and you guzzle. Your hands throw up to push aside my hair like they're blinds to peek through, to make certain of the placement of the silver moon. Little fingers hold before you finally fade into sleep. From my hair, you gently lose your grip. Your index fingertip meets with thumb tip skin, then slumber saunters in like a white feather in the wind. And when the time was right, you reached up and caught it, whether you welcomed the night with open arms or with tearful, frenzied efforts fought it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katrina, for those lovely pieces. Next, help me welcome Miss Alta Solomon, originally from Cayman, Brac, West End, married to Mr. Gordon Solomon. She is a poet, a fine artist, and a photographer, and she is Mr. Billy's youngest daughter as well. Welcome, Miss Alta.
Hello again, everyone. A few years back, I had someone say, we don't have any culture. So they said to me, your Cayman Islands, you don't have any culture? And this poem came about because of that conversation. Our culture. Our beautiful songs tell our culture's tale that is ever-changing, but it never fails. The culture of music play on Julia Hyde's, Happy Boys, Gerzong, Swanky, High Tide. A story set in poetry, music, and song show us where we came from and where we belong. Music and words dance in the wind for all times. Let the memory of our heroes bring strength to our minds. Bring forth our culture of baskets, rope, and hats. Lift high those whose hands create beauty from thatch. A culture of crafts and arts we recall, from Solomon's paintings to a crafted rock wall. Miss Virginia's fair hats, Miss Annalee's pride of baskets of pride. From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac, now stand side by side, knitting together the creativity, beauty of our land. Let the artistry of our heroes bring purpose to our hands. Come, set out fine meals of traditional foods and drinks that bring back fond memories and cause us to think of Mama's hands picking boiled wilks and cooking turtle hash and squeezing fresh milk from coconut trash, of Miss Iva's stewed cocoplums and bulrush cake, of Mr. Billy's conch chowder he thoughtfully makes. Nourished by our islands, the ground, and the sea, let the meals of our heroes bring health to you and me. Come sit, let us talk of our culture steeped in faith, the strength we walk in daily, the insight and care. Recall the Lord's Day and the Sabbath as well. Come, let us speak strong, and in strength let us tell of rest days enjoyed with family and friends, a time to unwind, to recall, and to mend. Let us slow down and remember the past. Let us love like our heroes in deeds, actions, and last. Remember, culture is not stagnant. It is always in motion. It shifts and it changes like the magnificent ocean. We never stay the same. Just as the winds, we will change. But beloved Cayman Isles, please let a culture of love always remain. Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to hear that voice on Radio Cayman on a Saturday morning, as it was this morning. A voice you did not hear this morning on Radio Cayman is coming up next. That is Alison Medeiros. A bit of housekeeping first. Someone is going to have a hard time going home. If you have a white Toyota Corolla, mid-size four-door, we have your keys. So come see me if you'd like to go home tonight. But meanwhile, coming here before you now, originally from London, Ontario, Canada, is Alison Medeiros.
The first poem I'm going to read tonight is called I Am Home, and it's a little bit about my journey from Canada, ultimately ending up in Grand Cayman. Oh. Thank you. Distant gathers, bricks now crumble, memories roar, doubts now rumble. The white picket fence, fallen and weary, amidst the weight of deception she lay. Blossoms unattended, rampant with lies, layers of whitewash could not disguise. Melancholy dead fast amongst the ruin, alone at the gate, she waits. Freedom beckons, hope restores, anticipation of life once more. A step in faith, the only option, no hand to hold, she ventures. My poems are short, so I've got 3 to read. The next one is called Serenity. Transfixed of the rhythm beneath your breast, lay still, repeat, lay still, repeat. Ancient mantras soothe my soul, lay still, repeat, lay still, repeat. Tranquil propensity lost in time, lay still, repeat, lay still. And the last one is called He Knows. I wait for revelation, steadfast in my complacency. Freedom, my seducer, whispers sweetly nigh. Destiny is patient. Passion reveled in his presence, driven by desire to succumb to his gentle persuasion. One sweet illusion, washing away, obligation, an appetite for more was revealed. More? More what? A familiar touch contented me, wrapped in the warmth of his presence. He leaned in gently, reluctance his fervor. My lips silenced by the sweet melancholy of his embrace. pleasure triumphant over prose, one kiss everlasting. Silence spoke of want, of need, of futures forbidden, for freedom lurked, knowing she belonged to him. Thank you.
Help me welcome a man who is well known to Cayman Brac, originally from Spot Bay, Mr. Tenson Scott. He is a historian, storyteller, and he will be presenting a story to us. He's also well known for his fishing. I know as a child, I used to see him along the bay with his fishing line, and he would be throwing it out and having a good catch for the day. And some days he may be lucky, and others he may not, but he still is definitely a lover of fishing. Please help me welcome Mr. Tenson Scott.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to have your attention, please. What I got to say shouldn't take too long, but I would love to stay here all night and talk about fishing, but I don't think that's allowed, okay? Hear what I got to say. You see this I hold in my hand? I hope you can tell it, because I know it's dark, but it's a fishing line. Now, right now, the world doesn't, and the Cayman Islands doesn't use this anymore. Don't ask me why, because when I explain to you here tonight why they don't use this anymore, maybe you can understand. I'm a fisherman, as she was saying before, but I don't fish by luck. I would say the master gave me a gift to fishing. It had to be him. It just couldn't be me. It had to be him. Because what I can do with this brain of mine in my hands, I don't use rod and reels, never did. But I'm one of those, what you call, amazing fishermen. That's really what I am. And I know you got some good fishermen around, even right here now. I'm sure there are a couple of them. But I'm the amazing one. And I will demonstrate something for you. And they call this, in Cayman Brac, they call this in years gone by. So I'm going back into history of what this is all about. If you watch me careful, this is a wire. I think Mr. Tibbetts and them sell this at their store. But it was sold, it was used in the Cayman Islands. I think it came through England, Jamaica, and then it came to the Cayman Islands. This is a very soft wire, but it's very strong. It's over 200 pounds test. I want to demonstrate something to you, which would means macho fishing. Macho fishing. It comes from the old days. This can catch the marlins, and you can bring him straight from where you hook him and bring him straight to your boat, and he don't get 1 inch, not 1 inch. Can anybody here tells me what you can do today to hook a marlin and put him straight to your boat from where you hook him without giving him 1 inch? No, you can't. You just can't do it. But I can prove it to you, and I think you'll understand, even though I don't have the marlin here. So watch me careful what I show you, and then you'll understand when you leave here or when you get home. You might not understand it here because it's too drastic for your mind, because it's not used anymore. This is not used anymore. Why? Modernism. Well, you know about that. That take over. So, okay, here goes. Now, it comes off like this. This is how it comes off, and you take it in the boat. The boat that I'm talking about when you use this, most of the boats were that boat, the cat boat. Okay? Now, let's say that this line is out there. On this end, you have a line like what you call a touch rope line, the small touch rope, which you don't see it now as a using purpose. They got a bigger attach rope. But the small little attach rope was used for the fisherman because he had to have it. There was no monofilament. There was no nylon in the Cayman Islands. All we had was this. And that piece of line here with a string on it. Okay, but it was a attach rope. So when you put this out in the water and the fish take it, I'm going to demonstrate why is it that this can bring a marlin from there to here. I'm going to demonstrate to you how this can be done. If you say that it can't be done, then you better see somebody that can work on your brains a little bit. Okay, here goes. When it goes around your hand, it's all out there, and the fish takes it. You put your hand that direction, he jerks it. The other guy is in the boat. He's looking at you in case you need help. But if you don't ask for it, you won't get it. He takes it, and I want you to watch me, because this is called karate fishing. And not one of you know karate fishing, and I'm going to give it to you tonight right here. Okay, watch. Lines around your hands. It goes out with it, and you do this. You got to hold it, because that's a wire. That's a wire. That's the line that is there pull it. When you get to this wire, then you will know who you are. When you get to that wire, you're going to know who you really are. And here is what happens. From the time the fish take the line and he does this, from the time he does this, you do this, your butt comes up a little bit, but it goes back down. Okay? So then you got to do this. Put this. So this system is a karate defense system. So you use it and you hold him. This will wrap it here. You hold this. You let this go. But always you hold this, do this, and put it here. Then you always do that. Okay. If you didn't get that, if you don't believe that, listen to this. The reason why the fish comes to you is because from the time you set the hook, you hold the fish head. Any fisherman know that if you control a fish head, not the way they do now, he takes the rod, he bends it down, they get ready, and they look, and it's going. The boat is going one way, and the fish is going the other way. No. Okay, so listen to this. As long as you hold the fish head, all the brackers that is my age will know what I'm saying tonight. So as long as you hold the fish head, you do this, and you hold it. The fish don't like the hook. The fish don't like the pain. It's a big hook. 10-0, 11-0, that's what we used to use. So here is the trick. Because he wants to move his tail, like the marlin. He moves his tail. He's stronger than me, or he's stronger than you. But as sure as he moves his tail, I'm in control of his head. So when I bring him, he comes. He opens his tail, and he comes. And because he's coming, and I keep doing this, he comes to the boat. Then you lean on the catboat. There's the catboat. You lean to the water and choke him with the knife. And then you take the wire from around you. It's going too fast. And you stop it, and the blood comes up, and he's half dead. All the blood is nearly out of him. So I want you to know that this is gone. But the members that I did with this and control wahoos, marlin, dolphins, whatever, sharks, as long as you have that technique, that's why karate is a system for self-defense. But you can use it if you know how. And a little boy beats a big guy. But it's the same thing with the fish. Now, I think you should try to remember that. And if you don't believe me, ask someone in my age group, around 70, 80 years old, because I'm 80 years old now. Now, there's one short little stuff I got to tell you. See that catboat? See that catboat that's there? There was a man who wanted to go fishing with this. But he couldn't find someone to go with him. The other guys had drank some rum on Friday night, and Saturday he couldn't get nobody to go with him. So he was walking up and down the street, and his wife said to him, "Why don't you take me?" Of course, a woman is not supposed to use this. No woman in their right mind will want to use this. All right? But the men would use it. So his wife told him, she said, why don't you take me with you? Why don't you carry me? Well, I must tell you the truth. I know the man and I know the woman. The woman was a tomboy, and she can do lots of things. Lots of things she can do. So he took her because she wouldn't stop talking. And when they got in the boat, he told her to tie this into the boat. Don't hold it. Tie it. And they had the sail up, the piece of cloth, the piece of cloth that you use. And the waves started coming out in the deep. And he got up in the boat, put his butt on the rail of the boat, so that the boat didn't turn over. And he needed help. So when he called for help, when he looked back, the boat was keep going down. And he said, honey, come and give me a hand, get up here. Of course, when he looked back, his wife was not there. She was drifting down there. And that was because she wouldn't listen, and she put that thing around her hand, and the fish jerked her out the boat. So it has the good part for the fishermen, but for the women, I think they better didn't worry with that kind of thing. So I want to thank you all for listening, but try to remember. Good night.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are to present to you the catboat. This is one of the greatest gifts to the rest of the world, and it was built where? Cayman, Brac. First invented where? Cayman, Brac. Mr. Daniel Jarvis from Spot Bay built the first one in 1904. He used it to go turtling, Serranas, to the Pickled Banks, and to all the other fishing areas down in Nicaragua there. They had other boats they used. He used to work for other companies in Grand, but when he came back home, he didn't like the boats that they had. So he decided he was going to build one that was much more stable and much more befitting what turtling was all about. So he came up with the concept of a shorter, wider boat. Hence, we have the catboat now. This boat here is just a little over 17 feet long. We have different assorted parts that have been donated in it. Ms. Tara Ryan Scott donated the trap net, which was belonged to her family. It was what was used to trap the turtles. Sometimes they would slack this down as much as 80 feet over the turtles, and using a water glass, get the right alignment so that they could get it just over the turtle and drop the back half right behind the turtle, and as soon as he take off, he would shoot up into it and get all tangled up. And then the hauler would, which in this case would be him, he would haul it up. I would be the captain. I would guide the boat or sail it to whichever spot we were going to go fishing. We also have the Calabash, which was used to keep the boat free of water. You didn't want to sink, of course. And because the boats were low, and during sailing, water would get inside, you would keep this to keep the boat, what you would call, keep the boat free. We also have what they would call a turtle skull. This could be used when they were approaching an area part and those turtles were, they didn't want to scare them up and make them take off. So they just take that and take the sails down, take the time, and move on into that area, and then proceed to fish for turtle. The turtle were quite wary of the red fishermen because the red fishermen caught a lot of them. In fact, at one point, Nicaragua had locked off their waters from us that we could not fish there because we were getting so many of their fish, so many of their turtle. They also would get fin fish, and these, and also other types of wahoo, dolphin, other types of fish were caught in the catboats. They were short enough, but not too narrow, so they could quickly turn them around and they could carry a lot of weight. In a catboat, you could have up to 8 turtles before you return back to the main schooner to carry it back and unload and start again. And they were turtles 300 to 400 pounds each. Oh, we don't have a water glass in here, I didn't realize that. So no water glass. The forward part here would be called the sail step. And that was where you would set up your sail. And you would come forward on the sailing taut, stand and walk from the center taut to stick your sail down that little hole right there. Right in the center here, right down to the bottom, before you start doing your sail. Then the captain would be in the back there, and he'd be hold on to the yoke. That little bit behind it connected to the rudder. That's what made her able to be sailed. Some catboats would have 21 to 22 yards of sail on them. They would also carry a weatherboard. This one doesn't have a weatherboard on it for you to see, but they would lean out because they could get 10 to 15 knots out of one of these catboats. They were quite quick as a cat, and quiet as a cat. The rippling was painted white, and sometimes they would say this could fool a turtle into believing that was the sky. And by the bottom being blue, they wouldn't really notice the boat coming. The gunnel was always black. Boats were built out of whatever material could be found originally. Some were even built out of the grape tree. Mahogany was used for the planking. Later on years, they would get Douglas fir to be imported in, which would then eventually be used to do the planking. And everything was built by hand. There weren't no chainsaws and all that stuff that we have today that we can build these quite quickly at. The first boat, I forgot to mention earlier, that was built by Mr. Daniel Jervis was named the Terror, and she was lost in 1932 at sea. But this one here, we happen to have one here my dad built, the late Mr. Jaffrey Walton. He built this boat in 2003 for Mr. Kelly, which is better known as Kelvin Thompson, so that we could have a living illustration today of what this made our day. Everything here, we carried food in it, we fished in it. Some people went across the sound in Grand Cayman because they started to build them over there. They realized there were such nice boats, and they had to have one. They would use them to go look for their loved ones. And a schooner could carry 13 or 14 of these when they would head out to the banks. And returning 4 to 5 weeks would be the average voyage that they would go on to go fishing. So they had a lot to go through. Many were lost at sea during the 1932 storm. And we have a lot to owe to the men and the women that manned these boats, provided food and other necessities for us here in the islands. Thank you very much.
I hope someone was recording this, and someone tells me yes. So we have audio and video because we need to preserve stuff like this for posterity, because I can tell you one thing, 50 years from today, any one of us know how to build a catboat, you know what I mean? So it's good that we have persons like Jude, who is the son of the late Jeffrey Walton, and the history of catboat. They say it got its name after the first one was built, a cat jumped into it and jumped back out. At least that what Dan Jervis told me. But anyway, you got different ways. But thank you, gentlemen, for sharing the story, your time, and your interest in preserving that which is Caymanian. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, and I hope that when called again, you'll come again to pass on the knowledge. Please give a warm Cayman Brac welcome to the Cayman Islands folk singers as they make it to the stage. Big round of applause. Thank you for coming all the way from Grand Cayman, the folk singers. I look forward to this. I like how they're able to harmonize. You hear the bass, you hear the tenor, you hear the alto, the soprano. Beautiful. And they can dance too. They have rhythm. You should see a movement. Okay. What's important is every folk song tells a story. When we hear about Muncie boat, right? Do you know that that's a true story? Muncie actually didn't go fishing that day, But Lambert and Bertie decided to borrow Muncie boat. And you know, in them days, if you borrow somebody boat, wherever fish you catch, you got to share it. It with the boat owner. So Muncie Boat in the Sound, let me tell you, that's how that story go. When you talk about Blue Squab Head. And I'm hearing some music. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to spoil it, but I know they have a repertoire of folk songs to perform tonight. Are we ready? The Cayman Islands folk singers on Cayman Brac for the Brac Autumn Festival. Let's make some noise as they come to the stage. Nice. Here we go. If you enjoyed the performances, purchase their CDs right here tonight.
Listen to me now, boys. I tell you how it goes. Dan on with the rock and he hit the cow. And he knocked her down in the road.
Sharpen your butcher knife, boys. Sharpen your butcher knife. Boys, Stephen can't be, sharpen your butcher knife.
Mac Rankin, he had one foot. He was so glad he had it to cook. He said to me, boys, look, I got me a big old cow foot.
The wreck he brought out the news. No, Mr. Roy would get confused.
Elroy said,
put you in jail.
And I said,
I'll tell you the tale.
Sharpen your butcher knife, boys. Sharpen your butcher knife. Boys, beefing can be, sharpen your butcher knife. Sharpen your butcher knife, boys. Sharpen your butcher knife. Boys, beefing can be, sharpen your butcher knife.
I come now to bid you adieu. I've been out all night with my loving guitar, and I come now to bid you adieu. Bid you adieu, my charming young one. I come now to bid you adieu. Bid you adieu, yes, bid you adieu. I come now to bid you adieu.
This courting outside must be stopped from tonight, for Papa will quarrel with me. This courting outside must be stopped from tonight, for Papa will quarrel with me. He will quarrel with me and he'll turn me away, and Mama will do me the same. Quarrel with me and he'll turn me away, and Mama will do me the same.
Bid you adieu, my charming young one. I come now to bid you adieu. Bid you adieu, my charming young one. I come now to bid you adieu.
Darling Abraham, boy, where you been so long? Abraham, my boy, where you been so long? Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you, my boy. Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you. Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you, my boy. Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you.
I'm just out of Cuba, Cuba jail, just I'm just out of Cuba jail, just Cuba jail, just
Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you, my boy. Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you. Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you, my boy. Every time I turn in the night, I hug my pillow for you.
Mr. Martin Gawaliki Odori.
He and then until he get dry.
Mr. Martin Gawaliki Odori.
He and then until he get dry.
Oh, the leaky, leaky Odori.
He and then until he get dry.
Oh, the leaky, leaky Odori.
He and then until he get dry.
Mr. Martin, me da wanna you sailor.
He and then until he get dry.
Mr. Martin, me da wanna you sailor.
He and then until he get dry.
Oh, the leaky, leaky Odori.
He and then until he get dry.
Oh, the leaky, leaky Odori. waiting, the captain waiting. Captain wake the boatman. Boatman wake the boatman. Bowman wake with the paddle in the hand. All I want is a long and strong. Long and strong is too much for me. Long and strong is eternity. Captain, put me ashore. I don't want to go anymore. Eternity gon' frighten me. Eternity gon' drown me. Eternity gon' knock me belly. Eternity gon' too much for me. Eternity, I was rafting down the Rio Grande. Me and me Uncle Benji. Look up on a big rock stone and the raft turned over. When you're rafting down the Rio Grande, don't go with Uncle Benji. But you buck up on a big rock stone and the raft turned over.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, John Paddy, I do.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, John Paddy, I do. 7 long years I wore a black frock. 7 long years I wore a black frock.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, John Paddy, I do.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, John Paddy, I do. 7 long years I cook up corn stew. 7 long years I cook up corn stew.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, John Paddy, I do.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, John Paddy, I do. 7 long years I've waited on you. 7 long years you turned me old shoe.
Paddy, Paddy, do you love me?
Yes, Johnny, I do. All day, all night, Mary Ann.
Starry nights for your ramble down in Oxford Lane. I sure to meet my party if it does not rain. One day I was going bosun day. I happened to turn my head, see Julia and Cardinal lying in Chansu's bed. Starry nights for your ramble down in Oxford Lane. I sure to meet my Cardinal if it does not rain. If it does not rain. If it does not I don't want no chip-up potato, chip-up potato, chip-up potato. I don't want no chip-up potato, give me my dumpling hole. I don't want no chip-up potato, chip-up potato, chip-up potato. I don't want no chip-up potato, give me my dumpling hole. I don't want no green cassava, green cassava, green cassava. I don't want no green cassava, give me my dumpling hole. I don't want no chip-up potato, chip-up potato, chip-up potato. I don't want no chip-up potato, give me my dumpling hole. I don't want no grated banana, grated banana, grated banana. I don't want no grated banana, give me my dumpling hole. I don't want no chip-up potato, chip-up potato, chip-up potato. I don't want no chip-up potato, give me my dumpling hole. Give me my dumpling hole. Give me my dumpling hole.
Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, barracuda sweet. Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, barracuda sweet.
Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, barracuda sweet. Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, barracuda sweet. Barracuda sweet. Barracuda sweet. Barracuda sweet. Barracuda sweet. Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, Conrad got no bone. Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, Conrad got no bone. Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, Conrad got no bone. Aunt Jemima, go tell your mama, Conrad got no bone. 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 Conrad got no bone.
In my memory lies a picture which means more than gold or silver of the little limestone schoolhouse by the sea,
Where we walk bare feet each morning, cozy breezes sweetly blowing. With our schoolmates we were happy as could be. We would watch the catboat sailing, we would climb the old wharf railing, dip our toes in cool clear water underneath. When the school bell rang ding-a-ling-ling, we would hurry down and running, greet our teacher, Mr. Ulrich McNamee. On the 24th of May, rain poured down most of the day. Still we marched unto the sports field, waving flags along the way. We would sing our songs patriotic, Rule Britannia was our favorite.
on the shed and dig the yam and put a piece on to boil.
When it's time to sup, we will eat it up
With a good reward for toil, toil, toil. With a good reward for toil. This is the song of the yam. You have to wait till my ship comes in, my ship comes in, my ship comes in. You'll have to wait till my ship comes in, and then I'll have money to spend.
It sounds funny, I want my money, the money you borrowed last May. Why don't you pay it and do not delay it and make that a lesson to me? Why don't you pay it and do not delay it and make that a lesson to me?
You have to wait till my ship comes in, my ship comes in, my ship comes in. You'll have to wait till my ship comes in, and then I'll have money to spend.
It sounds funny, I want my money, the money you borrowed last May. Why don't you pay it and do not delay it and make that a lesson to me?
Why don't you pay it and do not delay it and make it a lesson to me? Why don't you pay it and do not delay it and make it a lesson to me?
I can see widows waiting on your southern shores as the breeze gently whispers to the street, and the song I hear you singing flows across the distant shore, and it seems to say, my child, come back to me.
Come back home to your islands, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Grand Cayman. Come back home to your islands, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Grand Cayman.
I can smell the salty air upon your harbor as the northwest winds blow across your seas. And I can see the foaming white caps as they break against your shores. Like a distant drum, I hear them call to me.
Come back home to your islands, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Cayman Brac. Come back home to your islands, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to Cayman Brac.
And although a distant sea has come between us, and I've been to many ports and many lands, I can see your bristly beaches and shiny coral sands, and my heart it longs for you, O Cayman Isles.
Come back home little Cayman. Come back home to your islands, for I long to see you walk upon my sand. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to little Cayman. For my shores, they belong to my children, and my children belong to the Cayman
Congratulations, thank you.
child up here.
big boys.
Boom.
They're the big boys. Yeah, they're the big boys. Fonzie, you like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're the big boys.
Spectacular, magnificent, phenomenal. What a beautiful display of fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.